Hey everyone, welcome back to the locker room. It has been a long time since we have done a podcast, and today we are back at you with another banger. And today I am with, as always, Nick Brown, my co-host. Nick, how you doing today?
Pretty good. Yourself?
I'm doing great after Monday night, because boy, I gotta say, that Monday night game was probably one of the most crazy games I have ever watched in the NFL. Not just because it was the Raiders, it was an intense game. Like John Gruden said, I probably died at least 9 times during that game. It was a game of highs and lows. It was like a roller coaster at Cedar Point. It was very crazy. And I'm sure you're happy as well after your Rams got that Sunday victory.
Yes, sir. That
Stafford looked
Stafford
great.
looking good.
Looked great. I will give you that. And today, guys, we are just going to be going through week one, our predictions, and then at the end we'll be giving our week two predictions for everything that's going to go on next week. But today we're mainly just going to talk about some teams, talk about the victories, talk about maybe some fantasy because it was not a good week for fantasy, like at all. Derrick Henry got sucked. But anyway, we will be talking about all that stuff. But I really want to get off and that is going to be, I just want to start with it. We're going to talk about that Raider game. Nick, did you watch it by any chance?
Yes, I did actually.
Shit was insane, bro. I mean, my God.
Derek Carr gave me a few heart attacks.
He gave me a heart attack at the beginning of the game. He was not playing well at that
No,
beginning of the game. We just kept trying to force the ball to Darren Waller, which I do not like. I like to spread the ball around because I have Henry Ruggs on my fantasy team. But we need to spread the ball. Like, Darren Waller had 19 targets. Soon enough, these teams are going to triple team him, double team him. He's not always going to be open, so we cannot force the ball to him every single play. Otherwise, bad things will happen like interceptions and turnovers of that nature. Derek Carr cannot keep forcing the ball to Darren Waller. He has weapons outside. He has Hunter Renfrow, Bryan Edwards, Henry Ruggs, who's one of the fastest players in the league. We need to start using them more, and we just had the addition of Kenyon Drake in the backfield for the receiving. I mean, we just need to spread the ball. That was my biggest complaint about the game. Otherwise, I think the defense played phenomenal. We had a pass rush, which we have not seen in a very long time since Khalil Mack was on the team. I miss him. But the pass rush was great. Yannick Ngakoue and Max Crosby off the edge were ridiculous. Yannick was getting pressure, but most impressively, Max Crosby had like 3 QB hits, 2 sacks, and like 7 tackles, which is very big. But the only problem I had about the pass rush is we need more from our D tackles. D tackles really need to step up there because we were getting pressure off the edge. Lamar would just go up the middle. Those D tackles really need to plow through, get there, push them back so we can get that sack next time. So that's my biggest complaint about the D-line, although I thought the D-line looked great. Not many complaints on the corners. It just is what it is. Some bad plays, some good plays, some getting beat deep. But overall, it was pretty good play there by the defense. It was more of just Lamar extending the play and getting outside the pocket when they scored those touchdowns. In the run defense, it was okay. Wasn't great. It was meh, in between. But overall, Nick, out of everything you saw about the Raiders, what do you think was the best part of that game that you saw the Raiders play?
I'm sorry, but that game ender. I'm sorry.
Why would you say you're sorry? That was awesome.
I know.
That was awesome.
I'm just saying, like, there's more to that game, but I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah.
Whoever disagrees with me, I'm sorry, but
I'm not
that's the
even
best part of that
lying.
game.
I would have drove down to Las Vegas and punched John Gruden in the face because we originally, after we got that fumble back. Wait, let's not even talk about that.
Weren't you guys originally going for the touchdown? Or, like, going to go for it?
No, we were going to kick the field goal. But before we even talk about the field goal, let's go back to when we're down or it's a tie game, or we're down by 3 in the fourth quarter, and we have 35 seconds. I thought for sure the game was over. As soon as I saw that the Ravens had the ball back, and as soon as I saw Lamar get that rush, I knew game was over. I thought we lost. Because if it was a 64-yard field goal, I still send Justin Tucker out there because he's the best kicker of all time. And I thought we lost either way. But run defense came up clutch. We got the stop, forcing them to kick early. So we forced them to kick early. We had about 35 seconds on the clock. And my boy, Bryan Edwards, finally stepped up, made some big plays, along with Derek Carr in that offensive line, extending the play outside the pocket and inside the pocket, and just going across the middle, completing those 15-yard in rounds, which allowed us to spike the ball and bring out our clutch kicker, Daniel Carlson, hits a 55-yard field goal to send the game into overtime. Did you watch that field goal, right, Nick?
Yes, I did.
Did you think it was going in?
At first, I'm like, "Oh shit," and then
No,
it's like,
before, not even
"Oh
when the kick
shit!
went up.
Oh
Not even when
shit!"
the kick went up. Just
Like at the near the end.
when they came on the field. Did you think that they were gonna make it?
Oh hell no.
Same. It was a 55-yard field goal. Daniel Carlson's longest field goal in his career was 54 yards. So I'm like, I don't know if he can make this, but sure enough, he clutched up and put that boy through the uprights. And then later,
They had a few extra yards on it too, I believe.
I know it did. That could have been gone. That could have been good from at least 58, which it was a hell of a kick. Props to Daniel Carlson. Should be up there for one of the best kickers in the league now. Not even before, but he was 35 or 33 for 35 last year, which is phenomenal. Great. And then moving past the Carlson kick, we got to the overtime coin toss. Raiders got the ball, and they had a fantastic drive to get all the way down to like the 30. It was a great drive, great ball movement by Derek Carr in that Raiders offense. And then Bryan Edwards stepped up again. And he caught about a 30-yard pass, including the yards after, and he took it to the house. So you thought. I was in bed watching that game, and I saw him score. I was going crazy. I got out of bed. I found a football in my room. I caught it. I was so happy. Then I saw the replay. I'm like, his knee's down. When you saw that play, Nick, were you like, is it a touchdown, or did you know he was down right away?
I had a feeling he was going to be down.
Yeah, I was very depressed. So then we go onto the 1-yard line. Carr doesn't get on the QB dive, and then Alex Leatherwood, the rookie that we reach for, jumps off sides. I'm like, this can only happen to the Raiders. I'm like, come on. And then interception happened right through Willie Snead's hands. Could have had a little bit more touch on it, but right through his hands. And I'm like, this can only happen to the Raiders. I'm like, we're going to lose this game. This can only happen to the Raiders. But then our defense, Carl Nassib, clutched up with a strip sack. And Nick, don't you laugh. Carl Nassib with the sack. Big play. We come down.
That's crazy. That's fucking crazy.
The field goal kicker out for a 43-yard field goal. This isn't like a 23-yard kick. It's a 43-yard field goal. I'm like, what are you doing? What the frick are you doing? I'm like, oh, my God. If they missed this, this is what I'm saying. I was going to drive down to Vegas, punch John Gruden in his face. I'm like, if they miss this field goal, then the delay again happened. I'm like, this is some of the worst coaching the worst coaching I've ever seen. Then the offense came back out. And then, the rest is history. But Derek Carr drops back, off his back foot, throws a complete dime to Zay Jones to win the game. And I was honestly, I saw that ball go up. I saw he was wide open, and I'm like, if you drop this, I'm going to be so freaking mad. But he caught it, and I am so happy now. But I'm going to edit that out. Lucy's whining. All right. But he caught it, and the Raiders won the game. And I was in complete shock. So the Raiders won that game in a complete thriller. But I just want to have a little segment here. What do you think the Raiders' best – you're going to tell each team's best performance and their worst performance. So you'll say the Raiders' best and their worst, then you go the Ravens' best and their worst. So you can start off, Nick.
You know me, I don't have the best memory, but, I mean, Lamar didn't have a bad day for the Ravens. He didn't have a horrible day.
He was all right. It was average.
I mean, the defense figured him out eventually. I mean, took him an extra year, but it's okay.
So your weakness for the Ravens is Lamar?
No, their strong point for the game.
Okay.
I don't really know. I feel like they all play pretty good.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad game by either.
It both same for the Raiders. I think Carr played a pretty good game. Maybe a little shaky in the beginning, but
Yeah, that's actually my biggest complaint is Carr in the beginning forcing the ball to Waller. That's my biggest complaint against the Raiders.
that's what
And
cost me
then
some fantasy points
that
too.
might
Forcing it to Waller.
Yep. And then for positive for the Raiders, it's the pass rush. It was phenomenal. But then for the Ravens, I was actually you said positive for Lamar, but I'm
I
going to
mean,
say negative for Lamar for the Ravens. He had 2 fumbles. One of them cost him the game. He couldn't really get it going as a rusher. He had some good plays, but as a thrower, he threw for under 250. I mean, he really didn't have that great of a game. So I feel like if Lamar stepped up and didn't make those fumbles, then the Raiders would be 0-1 right now. But for the strong point, I'm going to call it one player, Marlon Humphrey. Played amazing,
Marlon
making
Humphrey.
hits,
He's
making
been such a
breakups.
He's been such a consistent player.
Yep, guarding Waller.
If anything, as he's getting older, he's getting better.
Guarding Waller.
Isn't he getting up there in age too?
I think he's like 26. He's not that old. But, yeah, Marlon Humphrey was great. It was a great game. I could not ask for anything better for the Raiders opening night. And I am just so happy that we got that dub. And it was a very crazy game as I died 9 times watching it. So, the Raiders take the win over the Ravens, 33-27 in overtime. And now, since we talked about my Raiders, I'll talk about your Rams. So, I'll let you start off the segment by talking about the Rams and what you liked most and how you thought the game went.
All right, personally, Bears, Stafford, plenty of meetings in his, over 10 years of playing or whatever it is. I feel like he's just used to that defense, how that defense runs. And
yeah, the defense
he just picked apart that defense.
I think it's the number 1 defense in the league. I'm not even going to lie to you. They looked great. And not even
the Rams?
The defense.
The Rams?
Stafford.
100%.
Amazing.
He had that, 53-yard touchdown to Cooper Kupp downfield.
67-yard touchdown to Van Jefferson, my Florida boy. But listen to these stats. Matt Stafford, 20 for 26, 321 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, 0 picks.
Yeah, a 1.56 pass, or not 156 passing rating too.
Yep, that's I believe.
Phenomenal.
I mean, that is just an unbelievable passer rating. That's amazing. Nick,
I get that it's only week 1, but
I knew
he's got a
Stafford was
team
going to play
around
good,
him.
but I didn't think he'd play that good.
I'm sorry, but if he played that well against the Bears aren't even that bad of a team. Don't get me wrong. They've had their spots that were bad, but they're not a bad team.
Yeah. Stafford was 2.2 away from a perfect passer rating. That's ridiculous. I mean, that's just unreal.
Think about it, though. In Detroit, he barely had a team around him. Since Megatron left, he has not had a team around him.
I totally agree. He looked phenomenal.
If he could keep this up, I know.
I think you guys are going 15-2 and going to the Super Bowl. That is my Super Bowl prediction. I think the Rams will go to the Super Bowl, have the best record in the NFC. Quote me. At the end of the year,
there's no way the Seahawks, Niners are going to be
showing that the Rams are in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I guarantee it.
I'll just be happy if Stafford just shuts up the haters this year.
I know, bro. I don't know why everyone hates on Stafford.
Exactly. He's a good player. He's just been injured the past few years.
Phenomenal quarterback. He's got an arm.
Notice how every time he gets injured,
he has the IQ. That's the most important part.
No, think about it though. Every time he gets injured, it's something with his hand or something. It's because it's O-line. Can't hold the block. In Detroit, couldn't hold the block.
The Lions got a pretty good online this year. I ain't even gonna lie.
I'm not talking about this year. I'm talking about past years. Because he has that thumb thing that happened a few years ago. Now it keeps getting messed up every year.
Yeah.
That was his O-line. Because that was before they versus Seahawks in the wild card that one year.
But enough on Stafford. The one person that I loved in that game, Jalen Ramsey, shut Allen Robinson down all game. And I knew that was going to happen. That's why I benched Allen Robinson in my fantasy league. He got me 6 points. Started Jalen Waddle. He got 14. I benched Robinson because I knew Ramsey was going to be all over him all night, and he would barely get anything. And I was right. Ramsey locked him down good, even though Robinson is a great route runner and has hands. I mean, Ramsey just put the clamps down and played great defensive football on him. I mean, what are your thoughts on how Ramsey played?
Just since he came to LA, I've liked what I've seen. I'm happy we picked him up. Happy we got him from Jacksonville. I mean, maybe he gave up a little much, but
yeah, that's the thing with the Rams. They're trading all these picks away that if you guys don't win now, you're not going to be good for a long time. You
we're going to
guys
be like the Lions.
have
We ain't
no
winning for at least
future.
20
You
years.
guys have like no draft picks. Stafford is kind of not high up there in age, but he was drafted in 2008, so he's around 32, 33.
Mm-hmm.
That's not young. And Aaron Donald is like 29. You got Ramsey, who's pretty young. He's like 27, I believe. So you have a decently young team, but it's not young by any means. If you guys don't win within these next 5 years or next 5 to 7 to 8 years, it's going to be a rough patch because you have no draft picks, which is really the biggest fault against you guys is you really don't got a future. But what's the point of having the future if you're going to have this great team for like 5 years?
Yeah.
You guys honestly could win 3 Super Bowls within 7 years, and I would not even be shocked. I think the Rams are going to be such a great team. Oh, and another negative. Your jerseys are ass.
I agree with that.
The yellow patch and the yellow pants for your aways. And why are you wearing your aways at home? And the yellow, oh my, it's disgusting. I mean, at least you got rid of your like coffee stain jerseys. Those were
those were ugly.
Nasty. I mean, my God.
I mean, on some players they look decent, but like they looked ugly.
No, they looked like my grandpa spilled coffee all over them. They did not look good. It was like a dirty white, and that's my biggest negative against the Rams. We're doing one biggest negative against each team, and mine's against the Rams. It's horrible. The jerseys are horrible. But for my positive, obviously Stafford, and then going over to the Bears. The Bears could not get the ball going. Obviously, you're facing one of the number 1 defenses in the league. And Andy Dalton threw the ball quite a bit, but he did not do the greatest by any means. He threw the ball 38 times for 27 yards, which isn't – 27 times or 27 completions for 38 times. It's not horrible. But he only had 206 passing yards and threw a pick, which was he threw it like right to a Rams guy and it got tipped and then he intercepted in the end zone. But my biggest positive for the Bears is going to have to be the running game and David Montgomery. David Montgomery looked great. 16 rushes, 108 yards, and he had a 6.8 average with that 41-yard run with a touchdown. David Montgomery honestly looked great, and I think that even as a Rams fan, you can admit that he did look good.
He did look good. He did look good.
He broke out some nice runs, which I didn't think he'd do that great this year, so I didn't draft him in any fantasy leagues, but he looked great, so props to him. Maybe going to go out and trade for him. And for anyone who has him, I'm open to trade for David Montgomery. But honestly, the Bears look shaky. Defense can stop them when they're known for having a half-decent, good defense. And the only thing that they could do on offense was run the ball, and that only got them 1 touchdown. Or 2 touchdowns. I think 2 touchdowns, right?
It was 2. It was 2, I believe.
Yeah, they got 2 touchdowns off running. So, I mean, one was Justin Fields. He came in for a little bit, threw 2 passes for completion of 10 yards, and then he rushed the ball 1 time for 3 yards, which was that touchdown. But overall, the Bears did not play a great game. If I had to give them a grade, I'd give them like a D+. But you're also going against one of the best teams of football.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
But the Rams,
I'm
giving them an A. I'll give them an A- because the run game.
They have some rush.
The run games or the run defense was a little shaky, so that's the only reason I'm giving. All right,
there's a game I do want to touch. There's 2 games I want to touch on.
All right, give me.
If you want to go to the Lions Niners game, real quick,
that's the one I was gonna go to.
And then we go to the Bears not the Bears Bengals.
Vikings Bengals. Yep, those are the exact 2 I was gonna talk about.
All right, so let's touch on the Rams or the Lions real quick. Goff, he looked a little shaky.
I disagree.
First half,
he looked shaky.
Well, first half he did all right. Shaky. Second half, after the interception, you cannot. No, I mean they did.
First half he looked shaky, but
their running game
great.
Their running game.
I think he played decent. He definitely played half decent, dude. I mean, their defense
could have been worse.
Gave up like 41 points, but I mean, what do you expect?
We have seen worse.
Was 17 of 25 with a touchdown. Or that's Garoppolo, excuse me.
Yeah.
Goff was 38 of 57 with 338 passing yards with 3 touchdowns and a pick, which
A pick
isn't
six.
horrible. But I
But
think
you
it's
got to
good.
remember that pick's a pick
That's
six,
pretty
though.
good.
You still got to remember that pick was a
92.6
pick
passer
six.
rating. I think Goff in the second half played pretty dang good, honestly, because that Lions team just like I think that's a big credit to Dan Campbell, honestly, because he was like, get your head in the game and play football. And he got the best out of his players in the second half, which is with a trash roster, that is what you want to do as a coach. You want to get the best out of your players, and that's what Dan Campbell did in the second half, but it was in the second half. Now we just need to see if Dan Campbell can get that done in every half. And if they do that, when the Lions get a half-decent roster, Dan Campbell will be a great coach and hopefully lead the Lions to the playoffs and get them some playoff victories and eventually, hopefully, go to the Super Bowl. That's a long stretch, but who knows?
Yeah.
That second half, Dan Campbell looks like a great coach. The Lions almost came back, and when you were watching that, what was going through your head?
We need to get the ball back.
Well, when they had the ball going down the field to try and score.
Heart attacks after heart attacks.
The big thing that I loved was DeAndre Swift. He got me my fantasy points, honestly.
Jamal Williams kind of surprised
Yeah,
me.
Jamal Williams did great, too. I'm not, like, they
For
had
an
both
older
running
guy, he
backs
ain't
that
bad.
did great. Jamal Williams had 9 rushes for 54 yards with a touchdown. And then
Was
DeAndre
averaging
Swift
like 5 yards
had
a
11
rush.
rushes for 39 yards with 8 receptions for 65 yards and a touchdown. They both had 8 receptions. The only thing that hurts is it looks like they're going to be splitting carries for fantasy now, which is not great because we all know the Lions aren't going to put up 33 points every game, so I won't be getting 22 out of Swift every week. It sucks that they're splitting carries, but whatever Dan Campbell needs to do to get this football team going. And honestly, I want the Lions to lose. I want them to tank, maybe get a quarterback, someone like that.
I really think they should have taken Justin Fields. I'm sorry. They should have taken
last
Fields.
year,
Even the year before,
I disagree.
they could have taken Hurts.
I love Penei Sewell as a prospect. Penei Sewell, honestly, he's probably the best tackle out of the class.
He needs some developing, but yeah, he's –
Yeah. Justin Fields, it would have been a cool pick, but I necessarily think
I don't know.
Penei Sewell was the right pick.
I really hate that they took Okudah last year. We all knew it was going to happen.
Well, Okudah is now out for the season.
Yeah, I know. They should have just got rid of – I feel like they should trade him in the offseason.
That's why I say you don't take a corner until the pick 7 or higher because the odds of them panning out are not good. You take him with pick 3. He struggled last year, and we're not.
Well, he was injured for most of last year too. Remember that?
I know. Yeah, he's showing that he's injury prone, and even when he was on the field, he was not impressive. I mean, you saw the play with Deebo Samuel. I mean, he was on the field today or on Sunday, and you saw that like 65-yard touchdown to Deebo Samuel.
That was nasty.
He didn't even get cooked, but he didn't try on the football. He didn't do anything. So even if he's the 3rd overall pick in the 2020 draft, like you're not seeing much out of him at all. He looks like
we've seen garbage. Maybe 10 weeks of playing time from him this year and last year.
Yeah, and he was complete trash. I'd take any Raiders corner over him, and that's a stretch.
He came back too, wasn't it?
And that's not even a stretch. Any Raiders corner over him, and the Raiders corners aren't good besides Casey Hayward and Trayvon Mullen. I mean, it's just that. It's just frustrating because you could have Herbert.
They have talent.
You literally could have had Herbert, but I guess it wasn't a need because they had Stafford. But you could have a lot better players out of that class.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Jeff, and now he's out for the season with Achilles or something.
Yeah, it's Achilles.
Labrum, I think it was Achilles.
I don't know, but I in that first fumble from Garoppolo, I'm like, yeah, Lions might have this game in the bag. By the way he played,
that looks like Garoppolo's fault. If I'm being honest,
that did look. It looked like the center did shove it up a little, not far enough. It looked like he did get it caught, but like Garoppolo still should have had that. His hand should have been right there.
Yep, totally agree. And my boy Trey Lance came in. Trey Lance.
I'm sorry, that Trey Lance touchdown. Great route running. That corner just got
1 for 1, 5 yards and a touchdown. I have a bet going on with my cousin, who is the host of the WMP podcast, Mike Mitchelson, that I think Trey Lance will be better than Justin Fields in 5 years, and we have like $20 on it, and I bet him that. And so far, it's kind of close because Justin Fields had like 3 plays and Trey Lance had 1 play, and they both scored touchdowns. I mean, so it's really close right now, but we can't even tell for like maybe, hopefully later in the year, because I think Trey Lance is a stud. He's so athletic. He can throw the ball. And I like Justin Fields, but I think Trey Lance has the upper hand there because I just think he's more athletic and more of an athlete to play football. And I think he'll fit great with Kyle Shanahan. So that's the only reason I like Trey Lance better than Fields. That we just got completely off topic. We were talking about how trash Okudah was. Now we're talking about Trey Lance versus Justin Fields. But going back to the Lions game, it was an exciting game in the second half. First half was boring. Literally, my friend goes, I'm at the Lions game. I go, why? I told him, I just said why.
But who was it that went?
I think it was, his name is Giuseppe. Yeah. And then I had a lot of friends who actually went to the game. Yeah. A lot of people went.
I knew
like, so many people posted on their story. I'm like, why? Like, you just want to see your team lose? Like, why are you going?
Like,
I get it if you're like, I get it if you're a
like,
Niners fan and they're in town and you go to the game, but if you're a Lions fan, why? Just why? Anyway, what were you gonna say?
What was I gonna say?
It's a great question, and that's our cue to move on to the next subject. Let's talk about the Bengals and Vikings.
All right.
Joe Burrow
looking sharp.
Not as good as Derek Carr, though.
I mean, yeah, but
sorry,
but I'm expecting big things out of Burrow this year.
Me too, but I kind of regret doing that because I also made another bet with Mike Mitchelson from WMP that
What'd you bet on this time?
Carr would be better than Burrow this year. So far, I'm winning, but it's only week 1. So, overall, Joe Burrow played great game. I think the O-line looked solid. He wasn't having to rush throws. He was getting it onto his weapons, which he has a ton of weapons. And there's 2 MVPs for this game for me. Neither of them are Joe Burrow. One of them, Jamar Chase. And the other one is Joe Mixon. Everyone is hating on Joe Mixon.
T. Higgins even play?
Joe Mixon?
No, T. Higgins.
Oh, yeah, he did. He got a touchdown. But everyone is hating on Joe Mixon. I don't know why.
No, he's a good running back.
Yes, he is a good running back. Everyone's hating on him. Like, I don't know why. I think he's a top 6 running back. I think he's number 6 in the league. And everyone's hating on him. And he went out there. He got 29 rushes, but he had 127 4 yards and a touchdown. Like, I don't know why everyone's hating on him. That's still 4.4 yards on average. Like, why do you hate on Joe Mixon? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Saying how the Bengals line is trash. All they did was develop. I mean, they just got people in the draft and developed.
Well, let's stick on the topic of running back. Dalvin Cook. I don't think he's going to have as good of a year as he did last year, but he's going to have a hell of a year.
Dalvin Cook. I love Dalvin Cook.
I love Dalvin Cook. Yeah, don't get me wrong. After last year, he's proved that he's going to be a good running back in the NFL.
Well, no dirt. I mean, last year, unbelievable season. I have him in fantasy, so I love him so much.
Yeah, for me,
I just pray, knock on wood, nothing happens.
Yeah, my dumbass traded him, dude.
Yeah, he did. Last year, he traded him to me.
Let's just say I was not the smartest last year.
He was not, no.
I'm not smart anytime, but.
But Dalvin Cook looked great. Kirk Cousins I think he looked decent. I mean, it wasn't horrible. 36 for 49, 351, and 2. I mean, that's actually pretty decent in my opinion. Yeah. And Dalvin Cook. I love Dalvin Cook, but he didn't look the best. Like, if I'm being honest. 20 rushes, 61 yards, 3.1 average. That's not what I want to see out of you. It's not what I want to see at all. But he had 6 receptions for 46 yards, but he also had a touchdown, so that will help his case. And then Adam Thielen was the leading receiver for that team. He had 9 receptions, 92 yards. That's a 10-yard catch on average with 2 touchdowns. Or
Adam
Justin
Thielen.
Jefferson, who only had 5 catches for 71 yards. So
I like their receiving core. Kirk Cousins, if he finds his groove this year, they could
I
possibly
don't
be an
think he
8
will. I think the Vikings are going to be trash. Like
I
6
think
and
they have,
11. I don't like the
I
Vikings.
think they go 8-8 or whatever it is. 8,
8 and 9,
9.
9 and 8.
Yeah.
I don't like the Vikings. I think they're going to be dog doo-doo. Their offensive line is not the greatest. They have good receiving core. I'm not a believer in Kirk Cousins. As we saw, their offensive line was not looking good because Dalvin Cook only had 61 rushing yards. And their defense is getting old. They don't have Xavier Rhodes anymore. They have Anthony Barr, who keeps aging, and Harrison Smith, who, even though he's still a top safety, he's aging as well. And they lost Anthony Harris to go into the Eagles. They still got Danielle Hunter, and Everson Griffin, but I think Everson Griffin's kind of overrated. That's just my personal opinion, and I don't think their defense is that great. I mean,
Harrison. Wait,
I
I don't
don't
know if
like
you
the
mentioned
Vikings.
Harrison. Have you mentioned Harrison Smith? He's old.
Yeah, I mentioned him. He's still a top safety, but he is aging.
He's getting up there.
Yeah, he is. He's like 32. Stay away from him in Madden franchise whenever he's a free agent. I always see him in free agents. I'm like, why are you here? I don't want you. But
go back to the fucking Vikings. Like, damn.
I know, bro. Like, he's still a great safety in real life, but I'm just not a fan of the Vikings. I think they're going 6-11, 5-10, or 5-10. Would that be right? No, five.
No, like 7-10.
5-12. But yeah, or 7-10. But overall, Vikings, they played okay. I mean, it was a decent performance. Kirk Cousins looked okay. He looked good.
He's older, though, so, I mean, you can't really –
Yeah, I'm not a believer in him at all.
I mean, remember what happened, it was a year and a half or like 2 years ago, Tannehill? Remember, I'm like, yeah, Tannehill's going to have a good year. He had a good year.
Yep, he did. But Tannehill looked shaky, I ain't even going to lie.
He did look shaky.
Back onto the topic of the Bengals. Another MVP I have, Evan McPherson. The kicker out of Florida comes clutch with a 50-plus yard field goal to win the game in overtime after they called a timeout to ice him and he missed. And then he came back, he said, F you Vikings, and put that boy through the uprights. That's my boy from Florida, and I'm sure my cousin Mike Mitchelson was very happy with that. I love him as a kicker because I always rooted for him in Florida, and it was just awesome to see him in the NFL, just kicking nukes, putting it through there.
Was he going to be the next Adam Vinatieri?
Huh?
I said, was he going to be the next
his
Adam
first
Vinatieri?
game, man. Chill out.
No, I'm talking to you.
I don't know. He played one game. I can't tell. It's a kicker. I mean,
that man's going to fucking retire in a year.
No, he won't. He'll be a great kicker. I guarantee. I'll make a live bet that who's the Rams kicker? Matt Gay.
Matt Gay.
All right, I make you a bet. $5. Evan McPherson has a better career than Matt Gay.
But like it's Matt
Deal?
Gay. You can't really judge Matt Gay.
Deal?
Yeah, deal.
All right, deal. We just made a bet on a kicker that Evan McPherson will have.
Watch them both fucking get injured and they fucking they're both their careers end.
Then we both agree. Then I give you $5 and you give me $5. That's how it will work. Even though
how the fuck does that work?
That's how it will work.
How does that work?
Whatever. Moving on. That game was great. I don't even know what to say anymore because we just got thrown off schedule. That wasn't even. We just had a debate about kickers. Like, who the hell does that? All right. So into our last topic, we're going to be going through NFL Week 2 games of the 2021 season, and we will be giving you our predictions and who we think we will win each game for Week 2. So, the first game up, the Giants versus the Washington football team. Nick, who do you got here?
I'm a Heineke believer. I'm going to go football team.
I am going to go the New York football Giants.
New York football Giants?
Yeah, you never heard that? I'm going the Giants strictly because I think Daniel Jones is okay. everyone hates on him for – I don't know why. I think he's got a good deep ball. But I think that
everyone just
it's going to
frowns on him
take
for
this
last
offense a
year.
little while to get going. They've all been hurt, and they haven't been able to get that groove in preseason. So I think this is the week that they pull it together. Sterling Shepard and Kenny
Saquon
Galladay.
I have Galladay and Saquon on my fantasy team. If they do good this week, I'm winning.
I mean, you guys want – I'm going to go off topic again. Want to know how many points Nick scored in his fantasy game? Nick scored a whopping 67 points.
It was that? I thought it was lower.
Nah, he scored 67, along with Aaron Rodgers contributing to his
1.32.
Then he also had Mike Gesicki in his flex with a whopping 0. Green Bay's defense with a -4.
Was not expecting that.
And his best player was Darren Waller with 21 points.
There's a few guys
Who you took with the 16th pick? Just to get him away from me. But it didn't even matter because my tight end still kind of outscored you, and his name was T.J. Hockenson.
I wanted Hockenson, but you took him before I got a chance to get him.
Why would you take him? You had Waller.
Oh, yeah. Wait, no, I didn't have Waller at the time.
Oh, you think I took Hockenson before 16?
I'm sure you're tripping.
No, you're tripping. You took him with the 16th pick.
I did?
You took Waller with your second pick.
Oh.
Boy, like, you're losing it.
That happened a long ass time ago.
It really didn't, but okay. So anyway, we were on the discussion of our predictions. So now we got the Raiders versus Steelers. Who do you got?
Raiders versus Steelers?
Yep.
I'm going to go Raiders over Steelers.
I'm going to go with the Steelers. I hate to say it, but the Raiders just lost Denzel Good, torn ACL. That's not good. For Denzel Good, that's not good. But anyway, half their own line's hurt. Half of it's gone. And that Steelers pass rush looks scary. I think their defense is kind of going to, dominate us. So I have the Raiders. I'm going to give you a score prediction. We'll give a score prediction. I'm going to have the Raiders losing this game 23-3. I have us getting blown out. Then
I'm going to go Raiders 28.
What's your score prediction?
I'm going Raiders 28-25 or 24.
All right, that's a good game. I hope it happens that way. Now we got the 49ers versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Who do you got here?
Wait, who is it?
Philadelphia versus the 49ers.
I liked how they played against the Falcons.
Yeah.
Good game against – Falcons aren't the strongest team, don't get me wrong, but that was a hell of a game. Devontae Smith catching that touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Their defense held them. 3 drives in a row within the 5-yard line?
6 points. Their defense looks strong.
They stopped the Falcons within the 5-yard line, let alone the 2-yard line.
That shocked me.
Matt Ryan.
The only thing is San Fran has a half-decent offense and a very good defense. But that doesn't stop me from taking Philadelphia. I love Jalen Hurts. Big Jalen Hurts believer. I have the Eagles winning this game 24-14.
I'll go vice versa.
You're going to go 49ers 24-14.
Or no. Eagles. My bad.
Eagles 24-14.
I thought you said Niners.
Oh, no. I said Eagles. I might have said Niners. I might just corrected myself. And then we have the Houston Texans versus the Browns. And Tyrod Taylor looked great. The Houston Texans look great. Stomping down on Trevor Lawrence. Getting 3 picks off him. The Texans played good. I ain't gonna lie. I know it's the Jaguars, but you're the Texans.
Exactly.
But I still have the Browns winning this, and I have them winning 34-10. What's your?
Yeah, I do have the Browns winning. I don't know about a score. It's gonna be close. Browns are.
I think it's gonna be close. Wow.
I think it's gonna be close. By the way, last week went, it's gonna be close. Chiefs
are also playing the Jaguars.
Huh?
They were also playing the Jaguars.
What?
But besides that,
I don't know. Anything could happen.
Speaking of the Jaguars play the Broncos. Who do you got here?
Broncos. Teddy B.
I'm going the opposite. I got the Jags. I have the Jags. I think Trevor Lawrence is really going to turn it up this year against this Broncos D. And I have the Broncos dropping to 1-1, and the Jags getting their victory with a score of 27-7.
27-7.
Yeah, I think that.
I don't think it's even that
excuse
far
me,
apart.
27-17. Because now I'm thinking about it, the Jags defense is kind of ass.
I'm gonna go 14-3. Broncos come up on
Very
top.
low scoring game. You have the Broncos stopping them. All right. And then Saints-Panthers.
Saints.
I'm a big believer in Jameis Winston. He had 5 touchdowns.
Jameis Winston, he's going to lead that team to the
out
playoffs.
with only 120 yards, But I had the Panthers. Panthers defense looked great against Zach Wilson. I know he's a rookie, but overall, they look great. Offense, Sam Darnold kind of got it going. But I think Sam Darnold will pull through and get the victory over the Saints with a score of 34-31. And then on to the Rams-Colts. This is really a no-brainer. I'm taking the Rams. I have them because the Rams are just like the Rams. I have the Rams winning this game 41-10. I think they're going to blow them out.
It's going to be a high-scoring game for the Rams.
I absolutely think that even though they got to do a defense, I don't think that their offense.
I'm going to go I'm going to go 38 or yeah. Wait.
Huh? I said 41-10.
I'm going to go wait. Hold up. I need to do the math. Give me a second.
All right, well, he's doing
35.
35 to what?
No, I'm going to go 38. I'm going to go 38-14.
All right. And then Bills-Dolphins. I mean, this is actually going to be closer than I think people would think.
Dolphins are a good team.
Dolphins didn't look bad.
They got last year.
Tua looked calm, but Josh Allen kind of struggled last week. But I don't think that will mean anything because I think the Bills still come out on top with this game winning 31-17 over the Dolphins.
I think the Dolphins and Tua Tagovailoa.
Josh Allen will be back.
No, I don't think Josh Allen's going to have – I don't think he's going to do good till midseason. He's going to have a shaky first half. Those trade rumors are going to start going around.
No, there's going to be no trade rumors going around.
I think there's a shot that some trade rumors go around.
I guarantee you there will be no trade rumors. And then next, there's the Patriots and the Jets. I'm going to take it's not really an oddball. I'm going to go Patriots. I'm going to go
Patriots, Mac Jones.
Of a whopping 20-13. I think Zach Wilson is going to struggle again, kind of. He looked okay against the Patriots D, and I just think Mac Jones will develop more. I think he'll go for like 302. So that's where I have the Patriots winning. And what do you got for this game?
I got Patriots winning.
Smart man. And then
Mac Jones, yeah, I want to see that man play.
I'm a Mac Jones guy. I was not, but I just think with Belichick, he's going to be great. Then we got Bengals-Bears. Taking the Bengals. Think that their offense. You know what? I think I'm going to go Bears. Bengals. Because I don't think that even on the Bengals D, I don't think the Bears can move the ball at all. And the Bengals, it's going to be a tough contest on their D, but this is going to be a really close match, and I'm going to have the Bengals winning 17-14.
17-14. I'm going to go 21-17.
Bengals?
Yep.
All right, and then we got Falcons-Bucks. The Buccaneers look pretty damn good. The Falcons look pretty shitty. And I'm taking the Bucks, and I think they're going to win 35-14.
I'm going to go Bucks 42-7.
All right.
That defense ain't looking too bad.
Defense looks good. Tom Brady can move the ball. We all know that.
Yep.
I will never bet against Tom Brady in my life. Unless he's
We say that, but we're going to be betting the playoffs or some shit.
I'm never betting against Tom Brady. And then Vikings-Cardinals. Cardinals look great, and you guys know I hate the Vikings, as I said earlier in the show. So I'm taking the Cardinals. I think Kyler would go crazy against that Vikings D, and I don't think Kirk Cousins will move the ball at all because Chandler Jones will be in his face. The Cardinals are going to win this by a score of 38-10.
I'm gonna go Cardinals. I'm gonna go 21-14. Another close one.
That's close, actually. And then Titans-Seahawks. Titans did not look good at all. But I think that will be the complete opposite this week. I'm going Titans over the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks have one of the worst rosters in the NFL besides Russell Wilson.
I think Seahawks are done.
I agree. Russell Wilson is the only reason that they are playing or win games, honestly. So I'm taking the Titans here with a score 21-3. Actually, no, I'll go 21-10. Look at like one touchdown. And then Cowboys-Chargers. Cowboys look good against the Bucs. Chargers looked horrible. Justin Herbert almost lost me my damn game.
I'm sorry. I don't care who listens to this, but I'm taking. I don't care. No one likes Cowboys. I'm taking Cowboys. I think that's the only move. Take Cowboys on this one. You there, bud?
Did my mic mute?
Yep.
Damn it. All right, when did it mute?
Literally right as I started talking.
About what?
The Cowboys.
All right. And now we got the Cowboys and the Chargers, and I think that Justin Herbert is going to absolutely lay up this Cowboys defense. So I'm taking Justin Herbert and the Chargers with a score of 28-24. And mark my words, Justin Herbert 350 and 3 touchdowns. What do you got for this game?
I'm going Cowboys. No one likes Cowboys, but I don't like the Cowboys either.
I like the Cowboys. I think they're going to be great. But
I mean,
they could withstand the Chargers. I don't think they can do it at all.
They're going to win. They're going to win.
Okay.
They're gonna score. They're gonna put up a lot of points against the Chargers defense.
Yeah, I agree.
They're putting up at least 30 points.
Okay, that's against my prediction, but fair enough. Chiefs Ravens. It's actually probably gonna be the game of the week. Honestly, I think this is Sunday Night Football. It is Chiefs Ravens. I'm going with the Chiefs. I want to take the Ravens, but they just look they didn't even look dominant last week, but I can never bet against the Chiefs. I knew the whole time that they were going to come back and win last week. I knew it. Like, I never will count the Chiefs out unless there is zeros on the clock and the other team is winning. I will never count the Chiefs out. Even then, I might not count them out. Who knows? Maybe Andy Reid will throw a red challenge flag and the whole game will get turned around.
Yeah, maybe my dad will throw a challenge flag.
I should throw up an image of your dad and if we get video ever. And you guys will in time see the comparison. Identical. And then our final game here, Monday Night Football, Lions-Packers. And I kind of want to get into a deeper dive on this one. I think that the Packers, this is a perfect game for them. It's their time to regroup, get things going, and get this offense moving the way that it's supposed to be. So I'm going to
stop you real quick. I can say that same exact thing for the Lions. Like, you could see week one, both teams were struggling. Defensively, they were struggling.
No. Well, the Lions are always going to struggle. That's why I'm taking the Packers.
See what happens, but I think
we will.
It's going to be a close game.
I agree. Oh, wait, no, I don't agree. I don't know what I'm saying. I do not agree. I think that the Packers are taking this one by a score of 30-14. That wraps up my predictions. Nick, you had the Packers winning, or the Lions winning, you said?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Lions on this one. Long shot.
The long shot. You like the long shots. So, we have done all of our week predictions. We've gone through our 4 games that we wanted to go through week one, and I think that we're going to call it an episode. We got a good amount of football talk in here and some fantasy talk for you fantasy lovers. So, I mean, there's nothing much else to say. I'm really bad at doing outros, so we're just going to do a quick one here, and we're going to say goodbye and say peace, and we will see you guys in the next episode, baby.